Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be showing some games from ladder and I'll be explaining my thought process behind it. And please let me know in the comments if you prefer this video to my normal videos. Anyway, let's hop into some gameplay. So here we have a match, and this is one of my first matches of the season, as you can tell from my trophies. So I ended last season on around 6.7k because I didn't really sweat it out towards the end because I'm on holiday right now. So he places bar barrel at the bridge and I don't want that to get any hits, so I do place skeletons. And he places E-barbs here, and because he splits them I can't really go in here with the hog rider on either side. So I kind of just want to set up a defense here and be ready to defend it. So I want to collect the troops in the middle, so that's what I do here with my Ice Spirit, but he does end up lightning, so I kind of have to place a lot more cards. And I didn't expect this lightning here, so it kind of caught me off guard, and because of this I gave him a lot of value with my Musketeer and Ice Golem, and he got quite a decent amount of damage. But anyways, with the cards he's using right now, I can kind of assume that it's not really a meta deck right now, so therefore I can't assume like his cards or his handout. And I can just cancel this knight with a log and a Ice Spirit, and I do go for a hog rider here because he used his arrows and he didn't really get any value. And when he places this E-Wiz, I fireball just so that my hog rider can get another hit, and I do get tower damage, and this kills off the E-Wiz. So this was a really good fireball because it kind of gave me an extra 600 damage. But anyways, now that I know he has lightning, one of the biggest tips for playing against lightning is to spread out your cannon and your musketeer, because when you do this he can only lightning one of them. And the Mega Knight he places here confirms that he's just a really mid-ladder player. So I set up my cannon here and I really want to activate King Tower, and I can do this by placing the cannon here and then an Ice Spirit near the King Tower, and I place my Musketeer behind here just so that I can cover any troops he tries to back up with the Mega Knight. And I can't really activate my King Tower because he pressured the opposite lane, so right now I just have to defend this, and I do it easily. And he does end up going for another lightning, which is quite risky, and this lightning was useless, so I knew that I had to go in because he would be low on elixir. And this fireball wasn't great, but I knew that he would only have cannon in cycle to defend the hog rider. So if he was going to pull the hog rider with the cannon, then he'd have to place it in that radius of the fireball. Anyways, I can just kind of relax here because I'm up in 2k damage, and as long as I don't make any big mistakes or give him too much value with the lightning, then I should be alright. And I place this cannon a bit to the left here so that I can hopefully spread out my cards. And I didn't expect him to lightning here because I didn't think he'd want to use that much elixir, but he does end up doing it. So we just kind of have to reset and place another Musketeer down. And I didn't mean to place a hog rider here, I meant to place an Ice Golem, but it doesn't really matter because I can just use another Ice Golem to pull it all. And this Ice Golem does a really good job of distracting all his cards because the Musketeer ends up killing it all. And I can place an Ice Golem and skeletons just to protect it so that I can keep it alive. And I place a hog rider here and I go for a fireball on his cannon, but he does place an E-Wiz there, and that log was quite bad because I meant to hit the E-Wiz, but it doesn't really matter. Anyways, he places E-barbs at the bridge, so I just want to place a Musketeer low and then kind of bring all the troops to the middle. But I do end up messing up here, and because he lightninged, I can go for a hog rider, and he overcommitted here, so I was able to take the win with the hog rider finishing off his tower. Good game. So jumping right into the next game here, I say good luck, and I've got a decent starting hand, but he ends up making the first place. And to defend spear goblins like this, you need to let one spear goblin lock onto the tower and then place skeletons on the other two. And here he places a really bad spear goblin hut, and the fireball wasn't great either. So now I just hope to spell down the spear goblin hut and get good chip damage. So right now we're up in a K damage, which is very good. And I'm not really sure what deck this guy's playing. And because I'm up in damage, I kind of just want to sit back and wait till he makes the next move. But I am able to keep getting chip damage with small cards like Ice Spirit and Log. And he goes very aggressive at the bridge here, and I can just defend this hopefully with the cannon here so that both towers shoot at the hog rider, and I can pull some of the barbarians with an Ice Golem. And he does end up getting one hit with the hog rider, but I'm not too fussed because now I know his win condition, and he did spend a lot of elixir to get that hit. And I'm sorry guys for the lack of uploads recently. I'm on holiday, so it's really tough to get them out. Anyways, I don't want to leak elixir, so I place a hog rider, and I kind of thought he was going to go for a goblin hut, so I have my fireball ready, but because it was good placement, I won't get any hits. And I play skeletons here just so that I don't take too much damage. And I have actually played this deck before, even though it's a really weird one. But the main tricks to beat it are to make sure that you always have a cannon when he places his Hog Rider, and also to predict his barbarians or minion horde if he uses them to defend your Hog Rider. So he splits barbarians in the back, and I just want to play defensively here, because if I do go in for a Hog Rider, he can just defend it very easily. And he goes really in here, but I do have my cannon ready, and this cannon defends the Hog really well, and the Musketeer I placed earlier will help to defend it. And this means that he gets no damage, and I'm in quite a good spot now. And it hits double elixir, so I go in for a Hog Rider, and he does place a Spear Goblin hut. And my log was way too early, so that it doesn't kill the extra Spear Goblins. And another important tip would be to always have your fireball saved for either his barbarians or minion horde. And I'll go in for a Hog Rider here, but he also goes in for one, so I can't really predict his barbarians. And this zap is really annoying because it does end up allowing him to get a hog hit. But it should be alright because my Musketeer can defend those barbarians well, and as long as I back it up, I should be in a good spot for another attack. So I do fireball his Goblin Hut, and that is only because I know that I'll be able to cycle back to another fireball before he places down either minion horde or barbarians. So I go in here because I've got my Musketeer still alive, and this Musketeer is doing a great job because it's got so much value. And the Hog Rider does also get hit, and if I back up my Musketeer even more, this is going to annoy him because he's going to have to defend it as well. And he doesn't really have any good cards to defend it with, so I force out a Goblin Hut, which is really key as well. And he goes in here, so I want to make sure that I set up a Musketeer because I did use my fireball. And he also freezes, but it shouldn't be a problem as long as my Musketeer stays alive, which it does, so that now when it's unfrozen it can kill the minion horde. And right now I just need to play this smartly because I'm up in a K damage, and I go for a Hog Rider, and he actually predicts my Hog Rider very well, and the fireball does mean that I'll kill most of the barbarians, but the Hog Rider still doesn't end up getting a hit. And he goes in here, which I kind of expected him to, and I place my cannon high just so that he can't freeze the tower and the cannon. And my Musketeer goes down, and it can kind of just finish off the minion horde without taking any damage. And he places this Spear Goblin Hut, which was really bad because it kind of just gave me loads of spell value for free. And I can just log and fireball it, and this will get me a lot of tower damage. And now all I need to do is cycle back to another fireball, and I will win the game. So I place down a cannon and a Musketeer, and I also log when he freezes just so that the hog doesn't get any hits. And now I can just fireball and take the win. So good game. So hopping into this next game, I wish him good luck, and my starting hand isn't that good because I don't have a Hog Rider. But anyways, we start off with an Ice Spirit, and he doesn't defend it, so I kind of just go for a log to get more chip. And when I see this Valkyrie, I'm thinking graveyard maybe. So I want to just set up an Ice Golem so that I can defend it nicely. And when you don't know your opponent's deck, it's really important to not place a Musketeer in the back, because if you do, he can get really good spell value. And he places an Inferno Dragon and a Tombstone, so now I'm thinking it might be Lava Hand. So anyways, I set up a Musketeer, and I know he can't really spell it because he already placed a lot of cards, but he does end up spelling it. And this was really good for me because it means that I can distract the Inferno Dragon with 1 elixir skeletons, and I can go in for a Hog Rider quickly. And by doing this, I should be able to get a lot of damage because he doesn't really have any good counters anymore for it. And this Hog Rider gets 3 hits, which is really big because 3 hits is like 1.3k damage. And I set up a cannon here just so I can finish off that Valkyrie. And now I'm in a good spot because I'm up in a K and a bit damage. And he places a Lava Hand, so what I really want to do is just cycle a Musketeer in the back. And now that I know he's got only Fireball and Zap, I know that I can just not have to worry about spacing out my cards. So whenever they place a Lava Hand in the back, you just want to cycle a Musketeer in the back as well first, because this means that if they do end up spelling it down, you can cycle to another one. And I Fireball his minions because they're going to get a lot of value because the Lava Hand protects them well. And I should be able to just take out this balloon with a cannon and an Ice Spirit with the tower's help. So this was a decent defense, and it kind of just kept me from taking too much damage. And now that it's about to hit double elixir, I don't want him going for another Lava Hand, so I Hog Rider, and I make sure to get my log ready for his Tombstone. And you should always use a log on his Tombstone because it can sometimes get you 2 extra hog hits. And now that it's double elixir, I kind of just want to prepare for his lava hand, because now that my hog radder's out of cycle, I can't go in when he places his lava hand. So I place a musketeer in the back, and I do end up hog raddering this side because I know that his tombstone's out of cycle. And I fireball the minions just because I was going to do that anyways, so that they don't take out the musketeer. And I know that he's going to try and build up a massive push, so I set up my cannon here just so that I can be ready for his balloon. And I pull the Inferno Draken with the Ice Golem, but it doesn't fully pull, so I have to place an Ice Spirit as well. And I see his balloon incoming, and I know that I can circle to another cannon so that I can activate my King Tower. And by doing this kind of just won me the game, because now that if I defend my tower and defend this Inferno Draken, I should be able to win the game. So right now I'm kind of just all out defending and placing whatever I can just so I can stay in the game and so that he doesn't take my tower. He places his balloon, but all I need to do is spell the tower down, and I know that the balloon shot doesn't do over 800 damage, so I know that I'm fine and I just take the win. But a good game, and thank you guys for watching.